Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Mallory and I've only made like 5 videos, so I don't really have an introduction down. I tried filming this specific video's intro probably about an hour ago, and I really wish I would have just finished filming it then, because since then I have received a job rejection from a job that I was really hopeful about, and I thought the interview, went kind of well. So I'm not really in like the peppiest mood. I know God has a plan and I'm really trying not to dwell so much on it, but it's always hard, and I feel like it's harder to get a job rejection post-interview, especially when you on paper have the qualifications for it, because then I feel like you kind of question yourself and you kind of think, okay, so I guess they just didn't like me as a person. That's really fun. And that might not be the case at all. It might just be that somebody else was more qualified, and that's gonna happen. But I'm gonna try not to be sad, even though I am sad. I'm gonna try to move past it, and we're gonna keep going with what we had planned today. So I am going to be painting this shelf. If you watched my vlog a couple of videos ago, I talked about being not sure if I wanted to paint this. I have decided absolutely I do. I'll show you my living room and we'll kind of go through the things that I want to change in here. And I'll also show you some like inspo pictures. So couch and rug are staying the same. I do want to get covers for the accent pillows, or maybe like other accent pillows that are a little bit bigger, because I do really like these, but I feel like it needs more texture, more color, more fun. My coffee table is actually a bench from my parents' dining table, and my mom has informed me that they will be selling their dining table set, so I have to give this back. And I'll show a picture right here of the specific coffee table that I have on my mood board. It doesn't have to be exactly that. Ideally, something with a marble top. Ideally, something that's antique. Over here, so I was really happy with how my whole gallery corner was working, but the more I looked at it, the more it looked too traditional, too pristine, and I'm going more for something antique, aged, colonial, Victorian, Georgian revival kind of vibe. That is kind of the vibe that I'm going for, and this just isn't giving that. So let me correct myself and tell you what I actually was trying to say. My eras are off. I'm not talking about Georgian revival. I'm talking about Georgian. Georgian revival happened in like the late 1800s all the way up until like the 50s and 60s, and was exactly that, a revival of the original Georgian architecture, which happened in like the 1700s when all of the Georges were kings in England. I really like mainly like the exteriors of Georgian architecture. The interior design that I'm going for is colonial / Victorian. I like more Victorian architecture, like the details as far as like doors and window framing, but I really like the farminess of colonial homes, I guess. But I want my decor to reflect both, or all 3 of those styles somehow all together. In a dream world, or 10 years in the future, my husband and I get to build our own dream home, and it can include elements from all of these styles. So with that in mind, I really want to start curating a collection of home decor that falls in all 3 of those categories, or maybe none of them, but still works with all of that. This is kind of what I feel like my decor is giving at the moment. And while this is pretty, while this will never go out of style, like it's a very timeless aesthetic, it's not, like I just said, not really what I'm going for. This is today's project. Also, I don't have anywhere to put this, which is kind of frustrating. We will be painting the shelf The styling also needs work. I feel like it's a little, I don't know, just not really giving what I want it to give. I saw this idea on TikTok. Not that, but this. I saw this idea on TikTok, but I think it is giving a little bit too much like coastal Nancy Meyers. Not really what I'm wanting it to give. I'm hoping with painting the shelf, it will kind of give it, like, I'm almost not scared for it to look landlord special. Like, I kind of want the paint job to look aged and like it was done haphazardly, but also like nice. That doesn't make sense. It actually doesn't. One of my like biggest inspirations, and I don't want it to look exactly like this, but if you've ever watched Diary of an Old Home on HBO Max, I think it's season 2, episode 1, there's like a colonial style house in Connecticut, I wanna say. It's very like cozy, earthy. You can tell the house has been there for like 200 years. Obviously my apartment has not been here for 200 years. I digress. The shelf is the project of the day. Now the shelf is empty. I definitely need to dust it. Still need to take those down, but we're gonna move it over here. I'm gonna put some trash bags down. Move it over there and paint it over there. I think this is gonna work. I'm not gonna paint the back of it, so I wanted the sides to be easily accessible. These come out, but I almost think it'll be easier to paint it all assembled, because then I don't have to like lay everything out and wait for it to dry to paint the other side. Like I can just paint both sides at the same time. I got my painting t-shirt on. This shirt is probably as old as me, if not older. The amount of holes, there's one right here. I got blueberry on it from making a smoothie. This was my dad's shirt a billion years ago. Great shirt to paint in because it's already falling apart. I'm gonna sand the shelf, prime it, and then clean up the kitchen, maybe clean up some other things. While the primer's drying, I need to let it dry for an hour before I start painting it. I'm already sweating from moving it. So great news, I don't have a pan for the primer. I only have one that I plan on using for the paint. Is it dumb to use a paper plate? I don't even have a freaking paper plate. Okay, I wrapped the plate in foil. You gotta do what you gotta do, okay? Am I regretting my choices already? Absolutely. I kind of am like, nah, I don't wanna do this anymore. But we're committed. By the way, I did decide that I'm gonna leave the shelves off, paint all of this, maybe paint the shelves like by themselves, and then put them back on. I haven't decided if I'm gonna put them on and paint them or if I'm just gonna, you know, have to like flip them. Like I said, I didn't want to have to do. But they are gonna stay off so I can paint this whole thing. I just feel like it'll be easier and I won't have to do as much with the brush, like getting in the crevices and stuff. I'm really hoping that just doing like this thin layer is fine. I don't want to have to do 2 coats of primer. Kind of defeats in my mind, defeats the purpose of the primer. Also, don't be judging my paint job, okay? I'm not a professional. I never claimed to be. I went to the painting school of my Nana, and really the only rule is just get it done however you have to. Hence the foil plate that I'm using, the trash bags that I'm using as cover. We're getting it done. It might not look good right now, but it doesn't have to look good right now. It's just primer. I feel like this part is kind of boring, so I'm gonna finish this and I'll come back when I actually start painting it. I don't know how long it's been. Also, I have the dishwasher running. Sorry if you can hear that. It's definitely been long enough that I can paint this. So I'm gonna do that and cross my fingers, hoping that, I mean, best case scenario, one coat does the job. Worst case, the primer was pointless. What I'm hoping, like realistically, is that I can get this totally painted in 2 coats and it look perfect. I don't know what's gonna happen. So the color, this is a terrible angle to actually see the true color. It's called Antique Bluff. And I got this at Lowe's, and it's Valspar. And I got the semi-gloss finish, and this is the actual like cabinet and furniture paint. Oh, awesome! You can't you can't see that. It's the Sherwin-Williams Cabinet Door and Trim Primer. So yeah, it's looking like we're probably gonna need 2 coats, but we might be able to get away with only 2. Spoken too soon, because right now it's kind of looking like this is a 3-coater situation. Let me see if you can, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's too soon to tell, but especially like this part is just seeming like it's gonna need more than 2 coats. I haven't even touched that yet. That's 1 coat. I don't know. Nice hair. Coat number 1 is complete. And I started using a little bit more paint, like doing a thicker coat, so we'll see how that turns out. So unfortunately, I do think I'm gonna have to do a 3rd coat. No, I am going to have to do a 3rd coat. I just finished the 2nd, it hasn't dried yet, but I can just tell, like, we're gonna need number 3, which is fine. However, I'm kind of over filming today. Today's just been a day, and so I'm gonna finish painting. I'm gonna let this dry and then do the 3rd coat, and I'll show the final product tomorrow. Hello, it is the next day. I am in a much better mood. As you can see, I've moved the shelf back to its original place, and it's almost done. I just have to film. I have to paint the other side of the shelves. I just now got back from going to the business that I do the social media for, which I mentioned in another vlog. If you haven't seen that, I run the social media pages for a local business. That's all I'm gonna say. But I just had a quick meeting for that. So I did that. I'm gonna change clothes because I wanna go to the gym, and then, no. First, hold on. I need to eat lunch. So, I think I'm gonna change clothes and make lunch. And then after lunch, I'm gonna paint the backside of those. And then after I paint those, while those are drying, I'm gonna go to the gym. We have a full afternoon. I need to get all of the 3 things done. Whatever, you didn't ask for all that information. You just wanna see a shelf finished. So I will get to that, and I will show you it when it's totally done. Okay, it's officially, totally, completely done. I just painted the front of the, or did the final coat on the front of the shelves. But hold on, let me back up here. Don't start right now. So, this is her. It looks, I feel like it looks more white than it should. I think it's just the lighting right now when it is actually in like the lighting of the room and not natural lighting. It has more of the like antique ivory creamy kind of color. So that's that. Excuse my appearance. I went to the gym and walked for a little bit, so I have showered. I think I'm gonna close out this video. Thanks for watching. I'm probably gonna style the shelf maybe a little bit here in another video, maybe on TikTok. I don't really know what my next step is. But if you liked this video and you like this type of content, let me know. Like this, like literally like it. Comment if you want. I don't know what you would comment. You actually maybe don't have to do that. Whatever. Be sure to subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you subscribe, make sure you turn on my notifications so you know when I post, because the views mean a lot to me and the subscriptions mean a lot to me and the interaction means a lot. Same on like TikTok, Instagram. I don't post that much on Instagram, but TikTok, I feel like it's getting harder to get views and likes on TikTok, so I don't post as much as I could because I'm kind of like discouraged with it. And YouTube, honestly, is a lot more fun for me. Go follow me over there and maybe we'll style the shelf over there sometime or something. Whatever, I'm talking too much. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.